About a year ago, I was preparing myself for deliverance. So I said some soul-tie breaking prayers. Well, recently I was talking to my pastor, and he was pointing out some things, and I realized my behavior, how unaware I was of my behavior. Here I am, I'm a single mother, I've never been married yet, and I was living and acting like I was in a marriage with the father of my children. And I realized a year ago when I said those prayers, I didn't break soul tie or covenants with him, because at that time I didn't even see him as an ungodly soul tie. So I got home that night and I picked up Overcoming Familiar Spirits, and I went straight to chapter 9 because I know it was talking about ungodly soul ties and attachments. So when I got to the prayer part, I just couldn't say those prayers. I didn't want to. I didn't want to let go. And I was crying. But then I thought of my children and how I didn't want them to go through the same thing as I went through. I also thought of what my sister in Christ told me, that I was ready. And the reason she knew I was ready was because I caught the revelation. So I knew God was telling me it's time to let go. And I know he made me some promises that he wanted to complete, but I had to let go. So I said those prayers. Well, several weeks ago, I was at my son's school event, and the teacher asked me to help by reading the children a story. So I read them a story, and a guy walked in, and I looked at this guy. I looked at him, and I went back to reading the book. And my son gets up about a minute later, and he goes to reach out to this guy, and he says, "Daddy." And I put my hand out to stop him, and I looked at this guy again to apologize for my son for confusing him for his father. And then I realized that that was his father. In that moment, I realized that God had answered my prayers. God was telling me, I'm giving you new vision. I am doing a new thing. So I encourage people to pick up this book, read it, and do the prayers. Because if God can do it for me,